Guests of the class of 2021, the Kansas City University commencement ceremony will begin in 5 minutes. Guests of the class of 2021, the commencement ceremony is about to begin. To maintain the dignity of the ceremony, we ask that you turn off all cell phones and remain in your designated seats until its conclusion.
Wow, this day has really happened. Good morning, and on behalf of our faculty and staff, welcome to the 2021 commencement ceremony of your Kansas City University. Thank you for being here to share this very joyous occasion, despite the challenges we've seen in the last 14 months. As is our tradition, though, please join me in observing a moment of silence to honor those family members, friends, and colleagues lost during this global pandemic, as well as our troops, first responders, and medical personnel who are serving in harm's way right now. So please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. Please stand now for the national anthem, and then remain standing for the invocation, which will be delivered by Dr. Jane Lampo, Kansas City University's Vice President of Philanthropy and Alumni Relations. And Jane has announced her retirement at the end of this year, so we're going to miss Jane an awful lot. Also, due to the pandemic, we ask that you please refrain from singing during the national anthem, and I know that most people who know me know that that's a good request, that my singing is not very good. But singing during this pandemic may spread virus, so we want to protect the health of some of our most vulnerable community members who are here with us today.
Please join me in giving thanks and asking for blessings in your own personal ways, in your own faith traditions. We give thanks that we are all gathered here today to celebrate this point in the journey of each of our graduates. Their path has not been easy. This year has been filled with unexpected challenges and difficulties. We give thanks for our students' resilience and endurance. We give thanks for the faculty and staff who have taught and guided them in their quest for learning to become osteopathic physicians, scientists, and other health professionals, all of them healers. We honor the family members who have nurtured them and their dreams, and the friends who have supported and sustained them along the way. We ask for strength and wisdom for our graduates as they go forward and chart their future paths. We pray for guidance in their search to make a difference in this world, in the fearlessness with which they will face the future, in the witness they will make to justice, peace, and inclusivity. We pray that in all of their journeys, they may continue to be beacons of hope and promise to improve the well-being of the communities they serve. Amen.
Thank you, Jane. I think everyone knows what the next words are. Please be seated. Thank you, Jane. We will miss you, Jane. You know, before we start, I'm going to stress out there's about 20 people behind this curtain that are orchestrating everything that's going on. And right now, I'm going off script a little bit. So before they call security, what I would like to do, each of you have completed your field of study during a very challenging time. I am so proud of each and every one of you, as I know your family members are as well. I'd like to take this moment to get a selfie with you all, if I could. So I'm going to do this. You can wave, but no hand gestures, okay? All right. All right, everybody? I am so proud of you all. Round of applause. All right, once again, welcome. Welcome to our graduates, our distinguished guests, family and friends, to this year's commencement ceremony for Kansas City University. Today we celebrate 347 graduates of the College of Osteopathic Medicine here in Kansas City and the College of Biosciences for 2021. As Kansas City University marks 105 years of educating physicians, scientists, and health professionals, I am especially proud of these students. Class of 2021, the global pandemic that we continue to fight brought very unique and unprecedented challenges to your graduating class. But you know what? This class quickly and remarkably adapted to novel, remote methods of learning, coordinated with our faculty to offer constructive feedback, and worked diligently under extraordinary circumstances to fulfill our university's mission by caring for the communities we serve. All of you, every one of you, made a difference this year. I commend your perseverance in the battle against COVID-19 and in completing your degrees in the midst of great challenges and great tragedy, and for helping to define the future of healthcare as physicians, as scientists, as ethicists, and as leaders. I am inspired by your strength and your commitment. Please join me in giving another round of applause to these extraordinary students. Indeed, our graduates will face new and unique challenges in the days and the years ahead. However, throughout it all, they will be guided by Kansas City University's mission to improve the well-being of the communities that we serve. Graduates, it is my hope that these words will serve as a permanent rudder, always helping you to navigate the complex and uncharted waters of our current healthcare system. That core mission will also help to guide your alma mater in new and exciting directions as we, too, learn to adapt in this new frontier. Kansas City University will continue to respond to the health profession workforce needs of our region through ongoing investment in our foundational programs and the development of new programs and innovative curricula. With a constant eye towards improving access to care and positively impacting the health of the communities we serve. Since our graduates first arrived on campus, they have witnessed the fruits of such entrepreneurial pursuits through a number of new initiatives. If I had told them that during their time at Kansas City University, we would open a second medical school campus, launch a doctoral program in clinical psychology, and announce the development of a new college of dental medicine. If I had told them we would introduce the foundation for a new master's level program in bioinformatics, develop a cutting-edge research consortium, and construct the most technologically advanced medical simulation center in the United States, they may have thought our plans overly ambitious. But these are just the signposts along the course we have set for ourselves to remain a growing, comprehensive health sciences university based on a foundation of osteopathic medicine. Class of 2021, as you graduate today, you will join more than 10,000 physicians and scientists from this very university who practice all across the United States. You will become part of an alumni base that has a national economic impact of nearly $40 billion a year, supports more than 250,000 jobs in this country, and results in over $12.5 billion in healthcare cost savings each and every year. Take pride in the fact that you will soon be an alum of the 8th largest medical school in the country, the leading producer of physicians for the state of Missouri, and a new growing force in health sciences education. And know that you were taught and you were mentored by superb faculty who are dedicated to your professional success. Would the members of our faculty here today please stand to be recognized? Faculty members who are here, please stand. This faculty made a difference during a very difficult time in this nation's history. Now, I would like to invite our chair of the Kansas City University Board of Trustees to the podium, Dr. John J.P. Smith, a 1975 graduate of the College of Osteopathic Medicine and a retired general surgeon. Dr. Smith today will offer his greetings on behalf of our great Board of Trustees. Dr. Smith.
Thank you, Dr. Hahn. Welcome. I am so pleased to be part of this year's commencement ceremony, and I bring you greetings on behalf of the entire KCU Board of Trustees. I'd like to take just a second and introduce members of our board that are here today. Over to my right, Dr. Marshall Walker, former chair and president of KCU, Mr. John Perry, and Dr. Ken Melchione. Would you please stand and be recognized? Class of 2021, congratulations. You realize you are the only reason all of us are here, and we take that very seriously. On behalf of the board, I would say that I'm very, very proud of all of your accomplishments. You're to be commended, not only for your hard work and perseverance to achieve this goal, but also for answering the call to dedicate your life to service of others through the healing and through the enhancement of the quality of life for those you will touch. Each and every degree that is conferred today represents an important milestone in the pursuit of noble professions. As you leave here, please go with pride in your own accomplishments for sure, and also gratitude for the people and the institution that have helped and that have molded you into the professional that you have become. Congratulations, and best wishes in the pursuit of this honorable profession that you have chosen. Congratulations. It's now my sincere pleasure to introduce the first of today's guest speakers. Dr. Thomas L. Ely is president of the American Osteopathic Association. Dr. Ely is one of our alums and a 1980 graduate of the College of Osteopathic Medicine here in Kansas City, and is a family physician in Clarksville, Tennessee. He's been a passionate advocate for osteopathic medicine throughout the entire course of his career. Dr. Ely is a past president of the Tennessee Osteopathic Medical Association and a member of the American College of Osteopathic Family Physicians. He was appointed to the Tennessee Board of Osteopathic Examination for a 9-year term. He is currently a fellow of the American College of Osteopathic Family Physicians and the American Academy of Family Physicians. He's been a delegate represented Tennessee at the AOA House of Delegates since 1998 and was elected to the AOA's Board of Trustees in 2006. We're honored to have Dr. Ely join us to share his insights and words of wisdom with our 2021 graduates. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Thomas L. Ely.
Forgot to do that yesterday. There we go. President Hahn, Provost O'Connor, Trustee Board Chair Dr. Smith, Lieutenant General Laura J. Richardson, Commanding General, U.S. Army North. And to the Kansas City University College of Osteopathic Medicine, trustees, faculty, and staff, and especially the 2021 graduating class of the College of Osteopathic Medicine and the graduates of the College of Biosciences. It is truly an honor and privilege to address you today, because this is truly a most distinctive ceremony occurring during one of the most remarkable periods of our history. To the 111 biosciences graduates who are attaining the Master of Science, a biomedical degree, the MSBS. You are commended for your achievement and for aggressively pursuing your dream of reaching your goals, whether moving on to other professional programs or beginning a career in science or industry. And to the class of the Kansas City College of Osteopathic Medicine, the class of 2021, you are truly a most unique class of 234 new physicians. You've had to endure the trials and tribulations of the pandemic over the past 15 months. You demonstrated flexibility and resilience. You were on rotation last year when you got a call and were told that you had to leave your hospitals and your clinical sites, and that you were going to have to learn in modules. You wanted to remain on the front lines, but were unable to do so for quite a while. But you rolled with the punches of the pandemic in terms of your education and eventual return to rotations. Your class has made a mark in terms of standing up and speaking out for diversity on our campus and in the healthcare setting. You have also demonstrated compassion, empathy, and leadership in working with underserved communities, both here and abroad. And to the military track students, I applaud you for your patriotism and devotion to our country. You will be providing care to a most unique segment of the population of our country, to the servicemen and women of our armed forces and their families, and I applaud you for that. Now, 41 years ago, I sat in those chairs at my commencement ceremony from the Kansas City College of Osteopathic Medicine. And as I look at you, I am swelling up with the pride and happiness that I felt 41 years ago. You have accomplished a most significant feat. You have become osteopathic physicians, scientists, ethicists, and healthcare leaders. As osteopathic physicians, you are now joining a very proud profession, one that values the relationship between physician and patient, and that seeks health in our patients, and that recognizes that a person's state of health depends on body, mind, and spirit. You are part of a growing, connected osteopathic family of young physicians. You will provide distinctive osteopathic care. Just think about all of your potential and your ability and opportunity to influence medical care and healthcare policy in the United States over the next 30 to 40 years. What you have studied and attained is a gift, not just medicine, but osteopathic medicine. You asked to be an osteopathic physician, and you have attended and are graduating from one of the most prestigious osteopathic medical schools. It has been a long, arduous journey, but this is just step one. In your medical training, you have now qualified and will now enter into postgraduate medical training. That is step 2 of your medical education. Step 3 will be a continuous process that will continue until the day that you lay your stethoscope down. It will be what you actually learn daily, caring for your patients. They will teach you so much. Never forget that. Never forget them, and thank them for it. As biomedical science graduates, you hold great hope for making important life-saving discoveries through research or furthering your studies in medicine, dentistry, and health professions and biomedical science. You are all to be congratulated for what you have achieved. I know this is truly a dream come true, but remember, you did not do this alone. You got here thanks to those individuals who assisted, supported, and aided you in accomplishing this monumental achievement in your lives. I know their love and encouragement are a key reason that all of you are here, because no one achieves something this important alone. And remember that the road to your professional world is just beginning. Many of the tools that you bring to the bench and bedside today are truly vastly different from the ones that I was given at the time of my graduation. You carry a world of knowledge at your fingertips in something as simple as a cell phone. Doctors, as you sit at the side of an ill patient, a patient who is in pain or is despondent, and you work to heal them, you, especially as an osteopathic physician, bring something special: empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. That is what connects you as a physician, and especially as an osteopathic physician, to another human that is ill. Remember the basic tenets of our profession, and that rational treatment is based on an understanding of the basic principles of body unity, self-regulation, and the interrelationship of structure and function. Osteopathic physicians embody our tenets, and because we embody them, we are, by our own nature, more empathetic. That is truly what makes osteopathic physicians distinctive. That is what makes us more thoughtful of our fellow human beings and allows us to minimize uncertainty for our patients, family, and friends. Scientists, your gift is your unrelenting pursuit of new knowledge, discovery, or creative activity in whatever given area you are going to practice in, with the goal of advancing that area's frontiers or boundaries to ultimately improve health outcomes. And as all of you move to the next phase of your education, remember that you must practice self-care. There will be times when you will struggle to balance your professional and your personal life. You must remember to take care of yourselves. If you ever feel despondent or down, all you have to do, if nothing else, is reach out to a fellow physician or scientist for support. Who better to support you than someone that truly understands what you may be going through? Now, you've been taught a lot, but most importantly, for the physicians, you have been taught a basic philosophy, and you have learned a new language, a language that will enable you to understand what your future teachers are explaining and teaching you. Understanding this language will enable you to learn more and do more than ever to save and improve lives. And also realize that much of what you have learned over the past 2 to 4 years will be modified in the next 15 to 20 years. So as you undergo your upcoming training and careers, remember to keep an open mind so that you can bring forth new knowledge that you can share with others. Physician graduates, remember, you are part of a family, the osteopathic family. You elected to apply to and attend an osteopathic medical school. You stated you wanted to be an osteopathic physician. The American Osteopathic Association, the AOA, and the Kansas City University College of Osteopathic Medicine have ensured that you have obtained the best medical education that you could get. The AOA has worked collaboratively with the Accreditation Council for Graduate Medical Education to ensure that you are eligible to apply to and get into quality postgraduate residency training programs and fellowships that you qualify for. And for over 80 years, the AOA has offered rigorous, recognized osteopathic board certification. This certification signals clinical excellence and is respected and recognized by employers, providers, and most importantly, our patients. You should demonstrate your osteopathic educational excellence by successfully completing and maintaining osteopathic board certification. It is the culmination of the full cycle of osteopathic medical education, and it will verify that you are truly a fully trained osteopathic physician. And I strongly recommend that you remain connected to your osteopathic family and over the years of your upcoming training and practices. And lastly, for the osteopathic graduates, I challenge you in about 3 to 5 days when it's quiet and you've settled down some, sit down and read the osteopathic oath that you will pledge to follow today. It will be hard to remember it as you're reciting it today. Take the time to see what it is you are pledging to. It has been truly a distinct honor to address all of you and to be a small part of this magnificent day in your lives. Thank you very much.
Dr. Ely, thank you for your words of inspiration for our graduates. Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Edward O'Connor, Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic Research and Student Affairs. The conferring of an honorary degree is a university's highest tribute and is therefore reserved for individuals who have distinguished themselves both in their professional and personal lives. Dr. Ely, KCU recognizes your tireless efforts as a medical professional, leadership in the osteopathic profession, your support of the mission of higher education, and your steadfast commitment to improve the well-being of the communities in which you serve. And we are proud to honor you today during Kansas City University's commencement ceremony. KCU is pleased to bestow the Doctor of Humane Letters upon a person of outstanding professional achievement, leadership, and dedication to humanity, Dr. Thomas Ely. Be it known, Dr. Thomas Ely, having been so recommended by the Board of Trustees, is hereby awarded the degree of Honorary Doctorate of Humane Letters for contributions, personal and professional, to the betterment of humanity, conferred with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto. By the authority vested by the KCU Board of Trustees and by the State of Missouri, I do hereby confer upon Dr. Thomas Ely the degree, Doctorate of Humane Letters. Congratulations.
Once again, congratulations, Dr. Ely. I do want to take a moment to also say how blessed I am to be a part of Kansas City University. Dr. Smith introduced members of the Board of Trustees who are here today. We have 4 board members here. We have 14 board members. I have actually 15 bosses, one at home as well, and my wife Robin, who tolerated me for the last 12 months working out of my office at home. So Robin, thank you very much. You deserve a round of applause. She is still speaking to me, but I won't tell you exactly what she's saying. At this time, it is my great honor to introduce today's keynote speaker, Lieutenant General Laura J. Richardson, the Commanding General of U.S. Army North, headquartered at Fort Sam Houston, Texas. Under Lieutenant General Richardson's command, U.S. Army North is active in multiple defense and security initiatives, including the COVID-19 pandemic response. COVID-19 responsibilities have included the deployment of military medical personnel to work alongside civilian personnel at civilian hospitals, and the activation of temporary COVID-19 field hospitals all across the United States to provide backup for medical centers that have become overwhelmed with patients. During this pandemic, when most states, governors, mayors, hospital CEOs, when they called for the cavalry, it was Lieutenant General Richardson and U.S. Army North that responded. Prior to assuming this command, Lieutenant General Richardson was the Deputy Commanding General, then the Commanding General of U.S. Army Forces Command at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. She has held numerous other assignments as a general officer, both domestically and overseas, including the Chief Army Legislative Liaison for the United States Congress in Washington, D.C. In March 2021, Lieutenant General Richardson was the second woman in the United States Army history ever nominated for the appointment to 4-star general. And that was done by President Biden. Lieutenant General Richardson grew up in Colorado and was commissioned a second lieutenant in aviation upon graduation from Metropolitan State College in Denver. She has served from company level to the White House, from the United States Capitol to the Pentagon. You know, she was born in 1963 in Kansas City, Missouri. Actually, she was born at Kansas City University's Conley Hospital, just down the street from our current campus in Kansas City's historic Northeast neighborhood. Lieutenant General Richardson is the daughter of Dr. Darwin and Suzanne Strickland. Dr. Strickland is a 1965 graduate of Kansas City University, a trustee emeritus of the university, and he and Suzanne have both been ardent supporters of this university for many, many years. As a veteran myself, I am honored to welcome Lieutenant General Laura J. Richardson.
Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you for the opportunity to be here with you today. To the graduating class of 2021, a huge congratulations on your tremendous accomplishments. I'm so honored to be here in Kansas City as a guest speaker for your commencement ceremony. I want to thank the university president, Dr. Mark Hahn, for the invitation to speak. I want to recognize the superb faculty, as well as the esteemed graduating class about to embark upon careers in medicine and healthcare. And of course, a big welcome to family, friends, and the student body. I'm sure you were not expecting a 3-star general to speak at your medical school graduation. I do have, as Dr. Hahn said, I do have a connection to Kansas City and what you will do in your future as medical and healthcare professionals. Having been born right here in Kansas City at KCU's Conley Hospital, while my father was a medical student, my sister is also a proud KCU graduate and a former Army doctor. Most relevant for my presence today, though, is my current position as Commander of U.S. Army North, 5th Army, the military land command for this nation, and the privilege I've had this past year to lead over 11,000 Department of Defense military medical professionals across our nation in response to the pandemic. Today may seem to represent the culmination of your education, but it's really just another waypoint on a lifetime of learning. It's also the beginning of an exciting journey of selfless service to mankind, a journey that will shape you as a leader in your chosen healthcare profession. I also look at this as a huge opportunity to provide you my insight into the medical profession that I've witnessed over this past year. A year that saw our nation's medical professionals shift from the defense to taking the offense against this silent, deadly enemy, the COVID-19 pandemic. The mission of my command is not unlike your mission as medical professionals. We stand vigilant and ready to defend the people of the United States against disasters that threaten our states and communities. There is a common thread that exists as we both serve our nation, and that is bravery. And in the military, we recognize bravery in all its forms. In the months right after September 11th in 2001, our military experienced a big surge in recruiting. The people of the United States had just lived through one of the worst attacks ever on U.S. soil. We were just beginning our conflict in Afghanistan and would soon be engaged in war in Iraq as well. Though they knew that there would be hardships in war, our fellow citizens volunteered anyway. They raised their right hand and put on the uniform, knowing they were going to fight for their country, knowing they might never come home. That is bravery. Nearly 20 years later, we find ourselves in a different type of battle, one against a disease that has ravaged our country and our world. You are graduating in this unprecedented time during a once-in-a-lifetime pandemic outbreak. You will be stepping into the medical arena as we try to end the COVID-19 pandemic. But more importantly, you completed your school well aware of the hardships that await you. You could have left school and pursued another path. No one would have been surprised if there had been a larger You could have pursued another path, but no one would have been surprised if there had been a larger than normal attrition in your class, but there wasn't. And in fact, not only was there hardly any attrition, KCU recorded 7,515 applications for admission in 2020. That is bravery too. Over my career, I have witnessed firsthand heroes on the battlefield, and more recently in our hospitals. And that's why I'm here as a guest speaker, because bravery recognizes bravery. And I am so proud of you and our national heroes, our medical professionals on the front lines. As part of our shared fight against COVID, the Department of Defense has sent over 4,500 medical providers to 51 cities and into 71 different hospitals across our country to assist our civilian hospitals that were overwhelmed, overworked, and out of hope. Our military medical providers worked mostly in the COVID ICU wards and some in the emergency departments too. They were seeing the sickest patients on a daily basis. Think back to last year in March and April. Just about everything came to a complete stop in our nation, except for our hospitals. The first request for military medical capability came from New York, who needed 3,000 military medical providers along with 2 Army field hospitals, consisting of a 48 ICU bed and 100 medical surge beds for work in the Jacob Javits Center in New York City. As we were building the medical station in the Javits Center, the New York City emergency manager asked me if military medical providers could work in the 11 New York City public hospitals, hospitals that were bursting at the seams with patients lining the hallways because there weren't enough rooms, and where hospital staffs were working nonstop shifts, many of them contracting COVID themselves. The hospital leadership and staff literally burst into tears when military providers arrived because they were out of hope, there was no end in sight, and all of a sudden, about 100 military doctors and nurses, respiratory therapists, and medics walked through the front door and immediately went to work helping these hospitals through this crisis. Every hospital I went to was so proud of their military working there. They were so grateful and thankful. Likewise, we were honored to support our civilian colleagues who held the line against COVID until we got there. As I traveled around the 51 cities where our providers were working, I would go into all the COVID ICU wards to assess the environment our soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines were working in. I would don and doff the PPE, ensure there were standardized procedures for this, and of course handed out many of my military challenge command coins to recognize their excellence. In some hospitals, providers work side by side with the civilian staff, In other hospitals, they ran a pod or a wing, all tailored to the need. In many cases, they were the precious link for the families to see their loved one on FaceTime for the very last time before they passed. There was so much death our civilian and military medical providers saw this past year, but they never faltered from their duties. Now that we're complete with the hospital mission, we are also in support of FEMA in 33 vaccination sites in 24 states and the U.S. Virgin Islands, assisting in vaccinating people as quickly as possible to reach herd immunity. We aren't doing this alone, of course. We're standing side by side with our civilian healthcare heroes of this generation, working tirelessly to beat this pandemic. You now take your place along an invisible line of defense against a grave threat to our nation. You'll work long hours. You'll come home with bruises on your face from wearing a mask until it hurts. You won't always be recognized for the hardships you endure. It will be easy to feel alone in this struggle, that people don't understand the sacrifices that you've made. I want you to know that your sacrifices are not invisible to those of us who stand alongside you. There has never been a greater need in our lifetime for medical and healthcare professionals. As of this week, there have been over 413 million COVID tests administered and processed, 251 million doses of vaccine administered, and over 2 million COVID patients have been admitted to hospitals over this past year. Each one of those numbers represents an American life, depending on both civilian and military medical providers to keep them alive. That's the strength of Kansas City University. You are trained to provide exceptional medical care for one reason: to improve the well-being of the communities you serve. It is the cornerstone of KCU, and it is the cornerstone of the Hippocratic and osteopathic oaths. It is also the cornerstone of what we do in the military: protect those who can't protect themselves, defend those who are downtrodden, and stand on the wall and shield those under our care. For generations, service members have been called heroes for all they've done. I'm here today to extend that same honor to you. You step forward. As you step forward to accept your degrees and become full partners in the fight against disease and suffering, it is you who have become the heroes. It is you who will care for those that are in their greatest need. As you each receive your diplomas and start your own journeys, know that you all are capable of making a difference in your neighborhoods, in your communities, and in your country. I encourage you to display that bravery that grew during your time here at KCU. Be tenacious, be purposeful, and be the best you. Although you may not have plans to change the world, you might find yourself doing just that. Our nation is our people. You make our nation proud. You make our nation safe, and you make our nation strong. I am honored to serve beside you during this battle against the coronavirus and during our future battles, whatever that may be. Thank you for what you will do for our great country with the knowledge and skills you have developed here at KCU. Strength of the nation, thank you.
Lieutenant General Richardson, thank you for your words of wisdom and sharing your experiences and perspectives with our graduates. The conferring of an honorary degree is a university's highest tribute and is therefore reserved for individuals who have distinguished themselves both in their professional and personal lives. Lieutenant General Richardson, KCU recognizes your tireless efforts as a military leader, your contributions to our country, your support of the mission of higher education, and your steadfast commitment to improve the well-beings of the communities in which you serve. And we are proud to honor you today during Kansas City University's commencement ceremony. KCU is pleased to bestow the Doctor of Humane Letters upon a person of outstanding professional achievement, leadership, and dedication to humanity, Lieutenant General Richardson. Be it known, Lieutenant General Richardson, having been so recommended by the Board of Trustees, is hereby awarded the degree of Honorary Doctorate of Humane Letters for contributions, personal and professional, to the betterment of all humanity, conferred with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto. By the authority vested by the KCU Board of Trustees in the state of Missouri, I do hereby confer upon Lieutenant General Richardson the degree, Doctorate of Humane Letters.
I'm going to go off script again for a second. Lieutenant General Richardson, you now have a doctoral degree from Kansas City University, just like your father, just like your sister. But you know what? They're not generals. So congratulations.
Good morning. I am Dr. Robert White, Dean of the College of Biosciences. It is my honor today to begin our ceremony's presentation of candidates for their degrees. Will the candidates for the degree Master of Science in Biomedical Sciences please stand? The members of our faculty have evaluated these candidates and endorsed these students as worthy of earning their degree. President Hahn, members of the Board of Trustees, and honored guests, on behalf of the faculty, it is with great pride that I present to you the Kansas City University graduates of the degree Master of Science in Biomedical Sciences.
Thank you, Dr. White. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Kansas City University and by the state of Missouri, I do hereby confer upon each of you the degree Master of Science in Biomedical Sciences with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining to that degree. You are now hereby recognized as graduates of the College of Biosciences. Congratulations. Please be seated. Graduates of the College of Biosciences will receive their hoods from Dr. Douglas Biddle and Dr. Alex Schneira. Candidates, please approach the stage.
Some of our graduates are unable to be present today. We will read their name at the appropriate time so they may celebrate with us virtually through the live stream. Claire O'Leary, Biomedical Science Research Track Student of the Year, hooded by Dr. Doug Biddle. Zafara Chin, hooded by Dr. Eugene Konarev. Courtney Kidd, hooded by Dr. Robert White. Mariel Clapp. Rochana Tara Kamala. Rohit Ukela. Marcus Alexander. Hero Umin Bioscience Faculty Student of the Year Award. Nyanika Aurora. Christopher Atkins. Dimitri Alexander Bear. Kirpa Bhatt. Andrea Bedoy. Ashan Bhatt. Deanna Bingham. James Blanche. Victor Manuel Brelenborg. Jacob Carlson. Jamie Chapin. Kimberly Kalula. Janae Cook. Joshua Cortez. Miel Dabalas. Miguel Adrian de Sosa Pixoto. Madison Lee Donahue. Jack Dunfield. William Embry. Logan Buckner Inman. El Shaddai Eyob. Justin Fisher. Christian Foster. Eloy Gallegos. Michelle Gardesi. Haley Garza. Deja Lene Goss. Kaylee Getchell. Leah Rose Graham. Levi Hacker. Numisha Halder. Landon C. Hall. Brianna Hamilton. Katerina Hitchcock. Kylie Horsch. Syed Hussein. Kamal Jaffarini. Monica Jaswal. Morgan Hulo. Alana Justice. Andrew Kennedy. Raheel Khan. Kareem Kayami. Annie Conrad. Nikita Kulkarni. Erin Narita Kutalek. Frank James Kutalek IV. Taylor LaCour. Aspen Jean Lacey. Tin Lee. Michaela Christine LeBeau. Biomedical Science Dean Student of the Year Award. Olivia Mackney. Esther Moulet. Macy Macbeth. Jacob Allen McIntyre. Myra McLennan. Shelby Ann Mertz. Austin Messmer. Allison Millington. Justin Mitchell. Joshua Morales. Asahi Mujib. Duncan Murphy. Peyton Murphy. Do Truck Mai Wen. Montgomery Lynn Notley. Sean O'Brien. Andrew O. Mayawa Ojade. Jaron Michael Oldroyd. Zachary Ostapovich. Bradley Parker. Kashan Patel. An Pham. Ariel Phillips. Ashley Lauren Pickert. Arcella Peyokinto. Tyler Raby. Marona Radulescu. Sayed Hassan Rahman. Joe Ramirez. Stainer Warren Richards. Laura Richard. Brandis Roberts. Renee Robinson. Duval J. Samwaro. Joel Santos, Bioscience Student of the Year Award. Jordan Singavong. Kara Sinkrick. Malia L.K. Shirley. Shantez Lynn Smith. Renal Sorto. Megan Todd. Cynthia Tran. Michael Tran. Estha Trevetti. Kristen Utek. Ellis Vanotu. Ashley Nicole Vickers. Eric Vo. Lucas Vopenford. Connor Works.
It is a privilege to present to you the class of 2021 for the Master of Science in Biomedical Sciences. Will the graduates please stand and be recognized? Please be seated.
Good morning. No response? All right, everybody's awake. Good deal. I'm Dr. Joshua Cox. I'm the Kansas City Campus Dean and the Interim Executive Dean for the College of Osteopathic Medicine. Kansas City University strives to equip future physicians with the skills and knowledge to navigate the complexities and uncertainties that lie ahead, and there are plenty. This morning we celebrate 53 graduates who completed 2 rigorous programs of study that culminate in the awarding of dual degrees. While completing the degree Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine, 23 of these candidates also accomplished the Master of Arts in Bioethics through our partnership with the Center for Practical Bioethics. 30 candidates also accomplished the Master of Business Administration and Healthcare Leadership through our partnership with Rockhurst University. Will the candidates for the degree Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine and Master of Arts in Bioethics please stand? The members of our faculty have evaluated these candidates and endorsed all students as worthy of earning the degree Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine and Master of Arts in Bioethics.
Thank you, Dr. Cox. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Kansas City University and by the state of Missouri, I do hereby confer upon each of you the degrees Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine and Master of Arts in Bioethics, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining to those degrees. You are now hereby recognized as graduates of Kansas City University and the College of Osteopathic Medicine. Congratulations. Please be seated. The graduates will receive their Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine hoods from Dr. G. Michael Johnston and Dr. Laura Roche, and their Master of Arts in Bioethics hoods from Dr. David Sine. Candidates, please approach the stage.
Dr. Ann Rebecca Abbott, hooded by Dr. David Abbott. Dr. Anastasia Belopotrovich, hooded by Dr. Josie McGowan. Dr. Jordan Taylor Brown, hooded by Dr. Alex Shira. Dr. Kaylee Reeves Ganivo Gatros. Yes, Mama. Dr. Brian David Clements II, Student DO of the Year recipient, hooded by Dr. Sarah Parrott. Dr. Tatum Brianne Colburn, hooded by Dr. Karen DeVilbus. Dr. Karen Tong, hooded by Dr. Karen DeVilbus. Dr. Anna Grace Venardi, hooded by Dr. Karen DeVilbus. Dr. Crystal Teresa Fame, hooded by Dr. Ann Van Garcie. Dr. Garrick John Gaffney, hooded by Dr. George Cho. Dr. Jonathan Stephen Gutierrez, hooded by Dr. John Dobson. Dr. Emma Merritt Ide. Dr. Nicholas Coleman Lamoglia, hooded by Dr. Francisco Lamoglia. Dr. Sierra Rachel Miller, hooded by Dr. Gautam Desai. Dr. Paul Lawrence Bismeyer, Jr. Dr. Jacob Darnell. Dr. David Alexander Donnelly. Dr. Sheehan Fenn. Dr. Kevin Patrick Fitzgerald. Dr. Taylor Matthew Fix. Dr. Leah Jesus. Dr. Mackenzie Lee Tackert. Dr. Maria Tran.
Will the candidates for the degree Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine and Master of Business Administration and Healthcare Leadership please stand? The members of our faculty and the faculty of Rockhurst University have evaluated these candidates and endorsed all students as worthy of earning the degree Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine and Master of Business Administration and Healthcare Leadership. President Hahn, members of the Board of Trustees, honored guests, on behalf of the faculty, it is with great pride that I present to you the Kansas City University graduates of the dual degree Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine and Master of Business Administration and Healthcare Leadership.
Dr. Cox, again, thank you. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of both Kansas City University and Rockhurst University, and by the state of Missouri, I do hereby confer upon you the dual degrees Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine and Master of Business Administration in Healthcare Leadership, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining to both of those degrees. You're now hereby recognized as graduates of both Kansas City University and Rockhurst University. Congratulations. Please be seated. The graduates will receive their Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine hoods from Dr. G. Michael Johnston and Dr. Laura Roche, and their Master of Business Administration hoods from Dr. Miles Gartland, the Dean of the Hellsberg School of Management at Rockhurst University. Candidates, please approach the stage.
Dr. Emily Joy Allen, hooded by Dr. Kimberly Allen. Dr. Matthew H. Bordardi, cum laude, hooded by Dr. Robert Arntz. Dr. Kyle Mackenzie Campbell, cum laude, hooded by Dr. Aaron Campbell. Dr. Hunter Jordan Ellard, hooded by Dr. John Dobson. Dr. Tyler Hunter, hooded by Dr. David Hunter. Dr. Natalie Nicole Kachmar, hooded by Dr. George Cho. Dr. Marley Lores, hooded by Dr. Catherine Parad. Dr. Sarah Diane Peterson, hooded by Dr. Bobby Peterson. Dr. Jessica Wang, hooded by Dr. James Wang. Dr. Danica Lynn Witter, hooded by Dr. Brett Witter and Dr. Ann Simone. Dr. Zachary David Brittingham. Dr. Alyssa Ray Brown, cum laude. Dr. Holly Rose Campbell. Dr. Joshua Indo Chan. Dr. Kyle Stephen Comby. Dr. Adriana Marie Echeverry. Dr. Christina Renee Gates, magna cum laude. Dr. Richard Stephen Hartfeld. Dr. William Kent Rebeck. Dr. Ni Wen Quen Lei. Dr. Austin Lusk. Dr. Alexander Donald Miller. Dr. Miles Lane Mowry. Dr. Robert Benjamin Murrell. Dr. Alex John Andrzejczyk. Dr. Stephen Hugh Pham. Dr. Madison Lene Roberts. Dr. Justin Robert Sauter. Dr. Catherine Teresa Suwalski. Dr. Brian Edward Herman. Dr. Scott Carver Vaughn.
Will the candidates for the degree Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine please stand? The members of our faculty have evaluated these candidates and endorsed all students as worthy of earning the degree Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine. President Hahn, members of the Board of Trustees, honored guests, on behalf of the faculty, it is with great pride that I present to you the Kansas City University graduates of the degree Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine.
Dr. Cox, thank you once again. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Kansas City University and by the state of Missouri, I do hereby confer upon each of you the degree Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining to that degree. You're now hereby recognized as graduates of Kansas City University. Congratulations. Please be seated. The candidates will now approach the stage.
Muhammad Ubas, hooded by Dr. Kevin Treffer. Dr. Amina Ahmad, hooded by Dr. Zahir Ahmad. Dr. Anastasia Teresa Ambrosio, hooded by Dr. Stephanie Davis. Dr. Varsa Aharandabose, hooded by Dr. Prathima Chagragundia. Dr. Umar Charugandala, hooded by Dr. Prathima Charugandala. Dr. Russell Ariones, hooded by Dr. Robert Stevens. I messed that one up. Dr. Angela Anchi Wong Silfridge. Dr. Kayla Marie Besor, hooded by Dr. Cassandra McCarron. Dr. Ryan Kent Bunyan, hooded by Dr. Kevin Lutz. Dr. Luke Stephen Byer, magna cum laude, hooded by Dr. Christy Byer. Dr. Carly Joy Bowen, magna cum laude, hooded by Dr. Christy Byer. Dr. David Henry Bedecker, hooded by Dr. Ben Bedecker. Dr. Jordan Owen Bray, hooded by Dr. Jeffrey Bray. Dr. Andrew David Brooks, hooded by Dr. Gautam Desai. Dr. Austin Paul Dinkle, magna cum laude, hooded by Dr. Gautam Desai. Dr. Olivia Igo, President's Award recipient, hooded by Dr. Gautam Desai. Dr. Kaylee Lucy Morris, cum laude, hooded by Dr. Gautam Desai. Dr. Kaylee Ann Mullen, hooded by Dr. Gautam Desai. Dr. Sherilyn Denola Munez, hooded by Dr. Gautam Desai. Dr. Ravida Anurida Nuru Vude, hooded by Dr. Gautam Desai. Dr. Farzeen Zainab Syed, hooded by Dr. Gautam Desai. Dr. Megan Elizabeth Talty, hooded by Dr. Gautam Desai. Dr. Jae-Khan Wang, magna cum laude, hooded by Dr. Gautam Desai. Dr. Christopher Troy Burns, hooded by Dr. Troy Burns. Dr. Spencer Christensen, hooded by Dr. John Dobson. Dr. Mike Lamb, hooded by Dr. John Dobson. Dr. Bridget Pedersen Leinenbach, hooded by Dr. John Dobson. Dr. Danielle Nicole Mahone, magna cum laude, and the Dean's Award recipient, hooded by Dr. John Dobson. Dr. Kavia Mather, hooded by Dr. John Dobson. Dr. Matt Makayoam Paz, hooded by Dr. John Dobson. Dr. Zachary Rose Renault, hooded by Dr. John Dobson. Dr. Brittany Nicole Wineclaw, hooded by Dr. John Dobson. Dr. Tung Chu, hooded by Dr. Suzanne Lucas. Dr. Jonathan Taylor Colgrove, hooded by Dr. Michael Getz. Dr. Sean Thomas Cregan, hooded by Dr. Ann Van Garzie. Dr. Andrew Kwai Dong, hooded by Dr. Amanda Hirsch. Dr. Michael Dennis, hooded by Dr. Alex Schneira. Dr. Alexander Locke, hooded by Dr. Alex Schneira. Dr. Fulei Peng, hooded by Dr. Alex Schneira. Dr. Paige Arlene Dosh, summa cum laude, hooded by Dr. Stephen Putoff. Dr. Aliki Glor Pascula Fernandez, hooded by Dr. Carolyn Ward. Dr. Priya Gandhi, hooded by Dr. Neeta Gandhi. Dr. Caitlin Elizabeth Hausima, hooded by Dr. Sarah Parrott. Dr. Eugene Na. Dr. Cameron Glenn Hansen, hooded by Dr. Logan Hansen and Dr. Cody Hansen. Dr. Johanna Christine Hild, hooded by Dr. Peter Hild. Dr. Sheikh Bilal Ali Iqbal, hooded by Dr. Josie McGowan. Dr. Kelly Shapkins, hooded by Dr. Josie McGowan. Dr. Emily Jordan Shoesmith, hooded by Dr. Josie McGowan. Dr. Nicole Lynn Walden, hooded by Dr. Josie McGowan. Dr. Balaji Rangajra Jungdesh, hooded by Dr. Kamini Jungdesh. Dr. Mirza Wasi Uddin Khan, hooded by Dr. Ali Khan. Dr. Nicholas Charles Kinder. Dr. Alexandria Catherine Larson Hallock, magna cum laude, hooded by Dr. Mark Larson Hallock. Dr. Corey Hanyal Lee, hooded by Dr. Bruce Williams. Dr. Rebecca Therese Martinez, hooded by Dr. Keith Lovell. Dr. Muhammad Ahmad Maymun, hooded by Dr. Abudaki Agbas. Dr. Robert Jake Moulton, cum laude, hooded by Dr. Tony Moulton. Dr. Sampreet Murali, hooded by Dr. Arun Murali. Dr. Angelica Marie Paulting, hooded by Dr. Arlene Paulting and Dr. John Paulting. Dr. Rahi Rakesh Patel, hooded by Dr. Rashani Desai. Dr. Joshua Robert Perlman, hooded by Dr. Carmen Castaneda. Dr. Philip Rousseau Petrosky, hooded by Dr. Robert White. Dr. Alan Panuri, hooded by Dr. Nazita Jund and Dr. Mahmoud Panuri. Dr. Benjamin David Ricewig, hooded by Gary Ricewig. Dr. Spencer Cohen Rushton, hooded by Dr. Michael Rushton. Dr. Joshua Surla Santos, hooded by Dr. Mike Johnston. Dr. Nikita Satapathy, hooded by Dr. Govinda Satapathy. Dr. Victoria Marie Shaw, hooded by Dr. Kenneth Shaw. Dr. Siobhan Sheety, hooded by Dr. Satish Sheety. Dr. Ezra Fatima Sadiq, hooded by Dr. Hani Sadiq. Dr. Saloni Urgawal Sinya, hooded by Dr. Suchi Jain. Dr. Vidhar Kumar Solanki, hooded by Satish Solanki. Dr. Eric Christian Stapley, hooded by Dr. Christopher Stapley. Dr. Neil Krishna Talukdar, hooded by Dr. Krish Talukdar. Dr. Michael James Terwayo, hooded by Dr. Bruce Terwayo. Dr. Jeff Joe Thikakura, hooded by Dr. Jason Thikakura. Dr. Brett George Thomas, hooded by Dr. Adam Newman. Dr. John Christian Van Eaton, magna cum laude, hooded by Dr. Thomas Van Eaton. Dr. David Hamilton Waples, hooded by Dr. Danielle Meyer. Dr. Jacob Clyde Worley, magna cum laude, hooded by Dr. Michael Broadbent. Dr. Zachary Livesey Wright, hooded by General Phil Volpe. Dr. Alexandra Nicole Worster, hooded by Dr. George Cho. Dr. Uzak Zamon, hooded by Dr. Carol Carilla. Dr. Ahmad Abtal, Austin. Dr. Alexander J. Albrecht. Dr. Nicholas Allen Anthony. Dr. Braden Cole Arnold, cum laude. Dr. Dane Stephen Baker. Dr. David Basili. Dr. Moonpreet Bindra. Dr. Dominic Bisasi. Dr. Daniel Bowen. Dr. Brittany Renee Brown. Dr. Jonathan Waylong Brown. Dr. Paula Candia. Dr. Christian Orion Castile. Dr. Suji Cha. Dr. Cameron Seth Sharmi, cum laude. Dr. Jagruthi Chiti Toti, magna cum laude. Dr. Annie Chowdhury. Dr. Amy Chong, magna cum laude. Dr. Derek Shane Chung. Dr. Gabriella Cleary. Dr. Danielle Alexis Collins. Dr. Sarah Crowley, magna cum laude. Dr. Adrian Eric Devodian. Dr. Purvi Desai. Dr. Stephen Morton DeWitt. Dr. Matthias Dilling. Dr. Young Phum Dwan. Dr. Jordan Audrey Drake. Dr. Carly Edwards. Dr. Haven Nicole Frazier, cum laude. Dr. Brian Gerard Golassa. Dr. Catherine Jo Hawkena. Dr. Lacey Nicole Hadorn. Dr. Eric John Hammond. Dr. Clement Dallas Ho. Dr. Zuyun Millie Huang. Dr. Anthony Gage Hull. Dr. Eugene Leonidovich Ismailov. Dr. Jawinder Kaur, cum laude. Dr. Michael Kim. Dr. Catherine Elizabeth King. Dr. Ian Zachary Klain. Dr. Ryan James Cook. Dr. Sally Sunyun Lee. Dr. Jordan Littau. Dr. Charles William Lusader, Jr. Dr. Fan Lee. Dr. Maria Elena Lotus. Dr. Shakayek, Missouri. Dr. Jace Robinson Melissa. Dr. Fazel Husnan Mina. Dr. Luke Thomas Mike. Dr. Omar Mirza. Dr. Austin Ray Mitchell. Dr. Ethan Edward Morgan. Dr. Ethan Hamilton Mosley. Dr. Stephanie Christine Morty. Dr. Jennifer Tao No. Dr. Holden D. Nielsen. Dr. Mason Ajit Patel. Dr. Prerak Kunjivi Hari Patel. Dr. Raj Ketan Patel. Dr. Summer Elizabeth Paul. Dr. Maxwell Francis Padre. Dr. Nathan Fufam. Dr. Mira S. Raghavan, cum laude. Dr. Trey Bernard Ramirez. Dr. Adam Charles Ranalone. Dr. Aaron Colleen Ray. Dr. Shushanth Birazula Reddy, magna cum laude. Dr. Jesse Michael Rincon. Dr. Andrew Tawa Rowe. Dr. Michael Delmar Robinson. Dr. Jonathan Paul Ramones. Dr. Michael Sanborn, summa cum laude, and the Silver Stethoscope recipient. Dr. Ina Sandali. Dr. Praven Sankrithi. Dr. Catherine Gina Soroff. Dr. Kunal Bareen Shaw. Dr. Milep Shaw. Dr. Connor Scott Shaw. Dr. Landon Shea. Dr. Chelsea Marie Shine, cum laude. Catherine Marie Small, summa cum laude. Dr. Robert Jacob Thompson. Dr. Kevin Paul Trappett, Jr. Dr. Jordan Yale Troy. Dr. Alex Inchen Sai. Dr. Bridget Elaine Upton, cum laude. Dr. Ukshay Venkatesh. Dr. Marina Ulissa Wagner. Dr. Carly Ray Warner. Dr. Jeffrey Allen Werrett. Dr. Garrett Remington Wilt. Dr. Samantha Chung-Shun Lee Zhang. Dr. Boris Joan.
At this time, it is my distinct honor to administer the oath upon this class of 2021, affirming their commitment to preserve the honor of this profession. College of Osteopathic Medicine graduates and all physicians in the audience are invited to recite the osteopathic oath. Please stand and repeat after me. I do hereby affirm my loyalty to the profession I am about to enter. I will be mindful always of my great responsibilities to preserve the health and the life of my patients. To retain their confidence and respect both as physician and friend. Who will guard their secret with scrupulous honor and fidelity. To perform faithfully my professional duties. To employ only those recognized methods of treatment consistent with good judgment and my skill and ability. Keeping in mind always nature's laws and the body's inherent capacity for recovery. I will be ever vigilant in aiding the general welfare of the community, sustaining its laws and institutions, not engaging in those practices which will in any way bring shame or discredit upon myself or my profession. I will give no drugs for deadly purposes to any person, though it be asked of me. I will endeavor to work in accord with my colleagues in a spirit of progressive cooperation. Never by word or act cast imputations upon them or their rightful practices. I will look with respect and esteem upon all those who have taught me my art. To my college, I will be loyal and strive always for its best interest. And for the interest of the students who will come after me. I will be ever alert to further the application of basic biologic truth to the healing arts. And develop the principles of osteopathy which were first enunciated by Andrew Taylor Still. It is a privilege to present to you the class of 2021 for the degree Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine. As part of the oath you just took, you vowed to look with respect and esteem upon all those who have taught you your art. Doctors of the class of 2021, Take a moment and look around you. This room is filled with teachers of all types. They've taught you your inside and outside the classroom. Your esteemed faculty, many of whom taken this very same oath, dedicated themselves to teaching and mentoring you along the way. Your parents, husbands, wives, partners, children, friends, also served as your teachers. They cheered and supported you every day throughout this journey. Without them, you wouldn't be standing here today. Please take a moment to show your appreciation to them. Service plays a vital role in this university's mission to improve the well-being of the communities we serve. Among our graduates this morning are 16 who not only will dedicate their lives to serve as physicians, but also have committed to serve our nation as officers in the armed forces. This morning, we are absolutely privileged to witness the commissioning ceremonies for these individuals. The ceremony will be led by Major General Philip Volpe, DO, one of our nation's outstanding Army officers who has dedicated his life to the armed forces, to the education of our military physicians, and who is a member of our faculty, not to mention a close friend and mentor to me. Major General Volpe's career accomplishments are vast. Therefore, I'll simply tell you that he served as command surgeon for Black Hawk Down in Somalia. He's also served in multiple other crisis situations throughout our nation's recent history. We are honored he is present today to participate in our commissioning ceremony. Major General Volpe, will you please come forward to commission the officers?
Well, greetings, everyone. It's a real distinct pleasure and honor for me to be here and be able to participate in a very special ceremony. First of all, I want to congratulate all of the graduates on all your accomplishments and achievements getting to this point, and just wish you Godspeed and the very best wishes for your future endeavors, and I just hope that you have a fulfilling and rewarding careers on your journey forward. So congratulations to all of you. Now, some of our newest osteopathic physicians are going to be commissioned into the military today. And I'm real proud of you, and thank you all for letting me be part of your lives in training and getting you ready, prepared for serving our country, the men and women of the armed forces who deserve the nation's best medical care. In doing so, a commissioning ceremony is a combination of an appointment from the President of the United States and the taking of an oath, the oath of commissioning. That oath of commissioning was created by the very first session of the very first Congress of the United States in 1789, and it's withstood the test of time. Now, everyone that enters the military takes an oath for national security, loyalty to our Constitution, our nation, and an oath to preserve our way of life, our freedoms and liberties, which are very special in our nation. And as part of that, one just has to take a moment and realize how blessed we are to live in the United States of America. Many people have served over the decades, centuries, the United States, so again, for our freedoms and liberties. And I'd like all those who are currently serving or who have ever served in our military, the Armed Forces of the United States, please stand and be recognized. All our veterans, active and reserve. Thank you. Thank you for your service. Okay, you guys ready? We're going to do this. Now, you're going to have to speak loudly when you do this because you got masks on and stuff. But will our newest osteopathic physicians that are entering the military please stand? Left, face. Post. At this time, I'd like to invite Lieutenant General Richardson to join us in the oath of office. Group, attention. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name, having been appointed an officer in the Armed Forces of the United States. State your service. Do solemnly swear that I'll support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. And that I will, well and faithfully, discharge the duties of the office upon which I'm about to enter. So help me God. Congratulations. Officers, right? Face. Dismissed.
Thank you. As we end our ceremony today, I'd like to take a moment to reflect over the past 14 months. On March 13th, 2020, I told our leadership team to close both campuses due to the impending COVID-19 pandemic. And that I believed this was going to be the worst event on a global scale that we had ever seen in our lifetimes. I know that people at that time said I sounded melodramatic, as I often do, but I wish I had been. This has been a tough year. There's no question about it. But we would not have gotten through this so successfully without the hard work of our leadership team, our faculty, and our staff. I'd like to ask our cabinet members, our faculty, and our staff to please stand. And I'd like to say thank you, thank you, thank you to them one more time. Please stand. It was each and every one of them that kept our students safe during the last 14 months. And I truly appreciate everyone's effort on behalf of our students and these new graduates. And really, I want to also recognize that this is the first in-person celebration that we've had at Kansas City University since the start of the pandemic. So, I know it's kind of strange. Family is all distributed throughout the arena here. Everybody's got a mask on except me. But it is time to celebrate. So let's celebrate and let's have a standing ovation for these graduates, please. I am so proud of each and every one of them. This 2021 commencement will be brought to a close as we rise to receive the benediction from Dr. Christine Stevens, our Vice Provost for Enrollment and Student Services. Following the benediction, please remain standing for the recessional from the platform party and then our graduates. Following the recessional, I've got to get all these instructions straight here, okay? Somebody tell me which side the recessional leaves from. That side? This side? All right, what side do we come off the stage? My right, okay. All right, I've got this down now. Following the recessional, please exit the auditorium in your pods. And that's what everybody's seating arrangement is, a pod. We recommend keeping some physical distancing between yourselves and others. And finally, on this day of great celebration, we wish all of our mothers a very happy Mother's Day. And before that horn there runs out of gas, I want to also tell the group, please accept a long stem rose as a token of our appreciation for all the mothers out here today. Graduates may pick up a rose for their mother once across the street and upstairs in the Barney Alice parking plaza on the green space on the top. You got that? All right. Once again, congratulations to each and every one of our graduates of the class of 2021.
God of compassion and healing, we are a people of many faiths and varying beliefs, and we ask that you bless and guide these new physicians and scientists as they enter into the next stage of their new profession. Grant our graduates the wisdom and patience, insight and strength they will need to be kind, compassionate, and conscientious healers. Wrap your loving arms of mercy and compassion around these scientists and physicians as we send them out into the world to do their work. We all share common goals and desires. Guide us to improve the lives of others, to create a better world for all people, to seek courage, strength, and persistence as we strive for justice and equity in our world. Open our eyes and our hearts to understand, honor, and care for the unique humanity of our patients and those we serve, and to acknowledge the diversity of each other in all settings. This road has been challenging. This year of pandemic has been life-changing. We know the future holds new and different challenges that are unimaginable to us today. Let each of our graduates be a source of strength and courage, peace and calm in a world beset by conflict and chaos. Let us be a source of light and hope for all. As we receive your grace, help us grant grace to all those we serve and all those we meet. Peace be with you all. Go in peace.
Yes.